もう始めていいいいですか？いいですか？ここね。ここもいいですか？これかな？これがこっちかな。もういいの？ここね。なるほど。
Good. They welcome you to this occasion for the signing of 40 million USD grant agreement for COVID-19 provision of equipment under the Economic and Social Development Program. The long-standing economic cooperation between Ethiopia and Japan has been formally commenced in the early 70s with the shared vision of strong partnership. Since then, the government of Japan has been extending its official development assistance to Ethiopia through different modalities and most recently yen loan schemes. The major focus of development support from Japan have been on infrastructure development, agricultural productivity, human development, as well as private sector development. Coronavirus pandemic continues to pose unprecedented challenges to countries across the world, and Ethiopia is no exception. After the World Health Organization declared the coronavirus outbreak as a global pandemic, and after we clinically confirmed our first case of COVID-19, the government recognized that managing the massive health and economic challenge posed by COVID-19 pandemic is an immediate priority. Recognizing this fact, the government has taken fiscal, monetary, and sectoral measures in response to this crisis to counteract the disruption caused by the pandemic. The effect of this pandemic become all the more critical where developing countries already face high debt burdens. Given the scale and the speed at which the virus is spreading, developing countries will require significant liquidity and the financing support to deal with the pandemic. The group of G20 leading economies debt relief initiative aimed at freezing up funds for poor nations to deal with the pandemic in response to the COVID-19 call to action from the World Bank and the IMF. The G20 announced a debt service suspension initiative. We call it DSSI. We have identified isolation and quarantine sites, and the capacity is also being increased. It is my optimistic view that the government of Japan will augment and diversify its assistance and support to the ongoing economic reform progress in addition to the COVID response.
የገንዘብ ሚኒስትር የተከበራችሁ እንግዶች ክቡራት እና ክቡራን እንደምን ዋላችሁ? በአካዳሚያ ለዚህ ዝግጅት የገንዘብ ሚኒስትር አመሰግናለሁ። የጃፓን መንግስት ስርጭት ከኢትዮጵያ ማጥፋት የሚውል የጃፓን መንግስት እርዳታ እንፈርማለን። In Ethiopia, the COVID-19 pandemic has been spreading and the number of confirmed cases has been on the rise. There is an urgent need for Ethiopia to strengthen its system so the country can prevent the further spread of COVID-19. $13.6 million US dollars, which is equivalent to over 478 million birr. This grant aid will contribute to enhancing measures that have been taken for the fight against infectious diseases in Ethiopia, including COVID-19, and strengthening the healthcare system through the provision of health and medical equipment, including radiography systems and portable ultrasound scanners to hospitals and medical universities in Addis Ababa, Diredawa, and all of the 10 regions. It is a great pleasure to sign this grant aid agreement today to put into action one of the commitments made at TICAD 7, which was held in Yokohama in August 2019 to promote the expansion of universal health coverage and the Africa Health and Well-being Initiative. The health sector is one of Japan's priorities in terms of support for Ethiopia, and as a friend of this great country, it is a pleasure to be able to contribute to the health and well-being of the Ethiopian people. The government of Japan will continue to provide support for Ethiopia and other developing countries in order to lead the international community's efforts to reduce the number of confirmed cases of COVID-19 as soon as possible. በመጨረሻም የዛሬ ፊርማ በጃፓን እና ኢትዮጵያ ሕዝቦች መካከል ያለውን የወዳጅነት ትብብር ይበረታ ጥበቃ እንዲያደርገው እመኛለሁ። በጣም አመሰግናለሁ።
Well done. Your Amharic is...
Thank you. I have a good teacher.
Yeah.